Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of Ride to Ladakh from Hyderabad. And you guys kept requesting me, Dino bhai, why aren't you vlogging on the go? Now the reason for that is first thing, the GoPro mic compartment or the GoPro motovlog setup renders the GoPro complete not waterproof. So with the standard GoPro setup, it is waterproof, but when you add the motovlog setup, it exposes the mic setup and the USB ports. So it renders it not waterproof, which can be dangerous because we don't know. This is rainy season and we're riding a long way, so we don't know when where the rain is going to break out and it'll start pouring suddenly. So if the what if the GoPro gets exposed to rainwater, then obviously it'll die. So that's the last thing we want because we are embarking on an epic journey and want to capture Ladakh in all its mighty glory. So we want the GoPros intact until we reach Ladakh, and there, if possible, I'll try to vlog on the go. And this I'm trying to do in multiple languages. I mean, in English as well as in Telugu. So it is easier for me to mix the riding footages and do the interval kind of video bites through the course of the day rather than vlogging throughout the course of the day, because very less time we have to travel, have to manage time again, go to the hotel, get some rest, again edit, post the videos, post Instagram updates, again start riding. So it's not easy. So I'm trying my best to keep you guys posted of everything that's happening. So today again the plan is to go from Bhopal all the way as close to Delhi as possible. If possible, reach Delhi. It is quite far, around 787 kilometers or close to 800 kilometers, but we'll try our best. So long as the roads are good and the weather complies and the weather is pleasant, definitely we can ride longer and farther without feeling fatigued. But if the roads are bad, we don't know how it's going to turn out. But yeah, Paji, want to meet you or head towards Ladakh. What's going to happen through the course of this series, only God knows. So you buckle up and stay tuned for one amazing ride. Today there will not be too much of dramatic shots, not too much of stopping. It will be just trying to cover distance. So let's see how it goes. So biking brotherhood saves the day, and I was just entering Agra and searching for a hotel, and brother Azhar just showed up out of nowhere, and he greeted me with a smile, recognized me, and he said, "We have a bikers specific hotel where it is owned by a biker for a biker. So what else can we ask for?" And it was so nice of him. Like, we were super tired at the end of the day, very bad roads and horrible traffic, and timely help. Thank God for you. And sorry, madam, मेरी वजह से आपको तकलीफ उठाना पड़ा. And they also welcomed us really well. Heritage View is the name of the hotel, so keep that in mind. And yeah, the vlog will continue. Here is Mr. Manish. He's a biker himself, respects fellow bikers, and he says the earlier group from Hyderabad also stayed here. Maybe he's referring to Shriman because he's referring to BMW bikes, big bikes. So Shriman Babu, మీరు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చారా? నేను వచ్చిన తర్వాత నీతో మాట్లాడుకుంటాను చరణ్ ఈ బ్యాచ్ అంతా. బట్ ఎనీవే, that's the brotherhood that prevails us between us, and he welcomed us with a warm smile, gave us the best room, and he's spending some quality time with us. He could have just behaved like a owner or something, but he's talking about his experiences and his love for motorcycles. So that is what kind of defines us bikers, and these are the memories we cherish and carry with us as we travel different places. Thank you so much, sir, and for your hospitality, and you have wonderful hotel, and we're going to enjoy the stay here. So guys, what happened today? Day 3 from Bhopal to Agra, 400 plus kilometers. Tomorrow the plan is to head to Delhi, meet Paji, and it'll be like a reunion of brothers, and then we'll have fun together. And day after we're headed to Leh Ladakh, and Paji will have some very good pointers to share. as to how to go about it. And today, what happened is what I'm here to share. So today we'll have a different format. Instead of using just music, I'll share some important points which I noticed, which can help you if you are just getting into touring. So just as a biker brother, I'm sharing. I'm not a bike guru or bike expert to give you gyan or something like that. Whatever I feel, whatever I've experienced, whatever has helped me to improve my riding skills, I'm just sharing it with you. So what happened, we started from Bhopal, and the first 150 kilometers was very smooth. We could carry very good speed. The roads were good, and there was no hindrances from any animals or cows or dogs. The roads were well closed on both sides, so we could finish that first 150 to 200 kilometers very quickly. But the next 200 kilometers was really challenging. There was a lot of diversions, detours, and different kind of roads, like curved roads, ghat roads, and closed roads, dirt roads, and areas where cows unlimited. That's why you see the title, because I feel almost every home owns a cow here. So maybe that is according to their faith or anything, but they are on the middle of the street. Almost every other 10 meters, every 20 meters, you'll find a cow, or you'll find a herd of them, like gangsters, staying in the middle of the road. And poor thing, I could also see a few cows dead on the street, because not every other cow is lucky enough to survive. There are a lot of heavy vehicles passing, so you don't know what's going to happen when. And even these cows suffer a lot of mood swings. There are some of them, most of the time they are very calm. They don't overact or hyper react. But sometimes you don't know, if you try to threaten them or try to intimidate them, like if you give unnecessary exhaust sound, and if the sound irritates them, they tend to get instigated. So I don't know what happens, but sometimes they tend to attack people also. So my suggestion as a rider is, the moment you spot any cow, you try to be as as patient and as calm as possible. Just go past it in a very calm and peaceful way, such that it doesn't react or doesn't feel intimidated or threatened by you. So that is one thing, and that is the reason you need to cut down the speed. Now if you are doing around 130, 140, and the cows show up out of nowhere, then there's no way you can control your bike. The reason I'm saying this is, the roads are paved in such a way that there are a lot of trees planted on both sides, though it's a highway. So these cows are in the trees and in the in between the plants, grazing and just relaxing or chilling. But suddenly they tend to come out, and at that time, if you're carrying more speed and they just jump out of nowhere, because you have the grown up adults, or you have the younger calves. Now the younger calves have no control. They might get a lot too excited, and they might jump onto the street anytime, any moment, as per their energy levels. But what happens is, though we are taking it in a very light manner and describing it in a very comic fashion, but the consequences are very serious. Now I'm holding this without a tripod, so my hand is starting to ache. But anyway, so what happens is, I'm suggesting you be aware, you be alert, such that you shield yourself and you prepare yourself how to tackle the situation when you spot an animal far away, be it a dog or a cat or a goat or a cow. So that is one thing I wanted to share. Secondly, the potholes. The last 200 kilometers was filled with potholes. Again, the deadly landmines kind of potholes, which you can spot only once you're just 1 meter away, and they are really deep, so they can unsettle you. You can be thrown off the bike, you can lose control, your rims can bend, and your bike can be damaged. So anything may happen. So carry lesser speed, such that you can avoid those potholes easily. Another thing that I noticed was, we see potholes on roads, but seldom do we see roads being put on potholes. So what happened was, there are a few occasions where the pothole is deep, but there's a little bit of tarmac layered on top of it. So that makes it even more dangerous, because from far away you feel that it is pure tarmac, but once you come close, it's a deep pothole with a small thin tarmac layer. So what that does is, it can still unsettle you if you're doing higher speeds. Now, another thing that I wanted to share was the riding formation. Now, there's something called staggered formation. Now, this is what is crucial. Like if you're riding together, like if there are more than one person involved, if there are 3 or 4 people in the group, better to maintain a staggered formation rather than riding one behind the other. Now, why is this more important? Because yesterday while riding, there was an instance where the my riding partner in front of me, like Kiran, had to suddenly cut down speed and slow down because there was a pothole out of nowhere. And if I was right behind him, I would have crashed right into him head on. Because I was on the side, staggered formation is not right behind, but it's in a diagonal shape. Like he'll be on the left, I'll be on the right, but not one next to the other, but will be in a diagonal kind of a angle. So this gives us enough reaction time to negate that crash and avoid the crash, and deviate ourselves to another path. Now this is very crucial because recently there was an accident in Delhi. I think the people were riding one behind the other, so the guy in front lost control, so the guy right behind him couldn't help but crash, and both of them died on the spot. Very sad incident, but these incidents teach us very important lessons. So always better to ride in a staggered formation. Then reaching Agra towards the night, we could spot a lot of heavy vehicles, lot of traffic. So what I would suggest, if you're planning to enter Agra or Delhi, don't enter during the night, because there are a lot of heavy vehicles entering the city. You'll be stuck in horrible traffic with very bad roads and very bad conditions. So if you are planning to enter Delhi or Agra, enter in the morning when it is very empty and quite open and easy to access. So that is one thing I wanted to suggest. But apart from that, today's vlog was fun but scary, something that we could learn, how to handle different terrains, different road conditions with so many obstacles on the road, off the road, and how to maintain discipline while riding. Because if we were to eat our stomach full of breakfast, we wouldn't have been able to cover more distance, because you tend to fall asleep while riding. That's another important thing to avoid. So have very little food, but proper protein food, like have juices, or have salted peanuts or something good that will keep you hydrated. Have a lot of water, more than anything else. Have a lot of water, and have something good that keeps you gives you a lot of energy and keeps you hydrated, such that you can carry that energy through the course of the ride and cover more distance when you're fresh. So that is now is when we just finished dinner, so we didn't have anything. Even the breakfast was very small, peanuts and snacks, and then chai, and a bottle full of water. And that is what continued through the course of the day whenever we took breaks, short breaks. So whenever you feel a little drowsy, it's better to stop immediately, because you never know when you're going to doze off. So that is the most dangerous thing that can happen. So immediately alert the rider in front of you and take a break. Take some water, have a chai, or have some peanuts, or have some food, such that it gives you adequate energy. So this is one thing I wanted to share. So now it's time to end the vlog. I hope you enjoyed the situation, how the biker brother helped me out, and how we are here in this hotel. And tomorrow we are headed to see Paji in Delhi. So hope everything goes well. And day after we are headed to Ladakh. So stay tuned for more action right here at Dino's World. Right to Ladakh, Hyderabad to Ladakh. Day 4, what's going to happen? Keep watching.